Hey guys, this is JG Fresh, and today I'm gonna do a brief tutorial on Virtual DJ 7 Pro because a lot of people like my mixing at parties and whatnot and wondered how I do it. So let's open the software. Um, this is just gonna be a brief tutorial on getting started with Virtual DJ. Now I think this is one of the simplest softwares to use if you're starting out as a DJ and whatnot. Alright, so first of all, mixing in its simplest form is crossing between track 1 and track 2. Now, if you're really going to be an advanced DJ, you can use more than 2 tracks, like say 6 tracks, and that would be amazing if you could do it. Now, for the sake of this tutorial, I'm only going to use 2. I usually use 4 myself. Now, let's give a brief rundown on the mixer. Now this section right here we call the mixer. You have your crossfader, which crosses between track 1 and track 2 depending on where you place the slider. You have your volume control, which is self-describing. It controls the volume of each track. You have your gain, which is fundamentally the same thing as the volume, except for, well, there really isn't much difference. You have your master volume, which controls the volume of everything you do. You have your master Q, which is the volume of the headphones that you're using, if you're using headphones. And for the sake of this tutorial, I'm not going to be using headphones because that's complicated, and most people that are starting out don't have 2 sound cards and don't use multiple audio sources. Not audio sources, audio outputs. Okay, for every track you have your gain control, which is volume. You have your high pass, which is your treble. You have your mid pass, which is your medium frequency of the song. And you have your low pass, which is your bass. So if you really want some bass kicking, crank up your low pass and lower your high pass and mid pass. But if you want treble really strongly, you can crank up your high pass and your low pass, bring it down. And that would be helpful if you're trying to mix into a new song and whatnot. Okay, you have your PFL, which is the track that is playing in your headphones at the moment. So if you press the tab key by default, it switches between track 1 and 2, or vice versa. And it marks it up here, A and B. It shows you which track is playing in your headphones, or your cue. These 2 meters right here, you can't see at the moment, but they show the volume of the track. It goes the same for both sides. Okay, you have your video tab, which you probably won't be using unless you have a projector or whatever. In this mode, you use video samples instead of music, and you can mix videos and play it on a projector or whatever you're going to use. In the scratch tab, this allows you to modify your scratching, but I'm only going to show you beat matching in this video, so that's not necessary. Go back to the mixer. Okay, for every track you have your BPM. This is the amount of beats in every track per every song. This is helpful because it allows you to know which songs will work together and will sound good. Like, say, if you're trying to mix a rock song with a rap song, it's not going to work because they have very different BPMs. Beats per minute is what BPM stands for, and that's how many beats play per minute. That gives you the overall tempo of the song and whatnot. You can change your BPM by sliding this pitch slider, which also will change the pitch of the song. These also allow you to adjust the pitch manually. You have your sync button, which will sync the BPM of this song to the BPM of this song, or vice versa, whichever's playing. You have your play button, which plays the track. You have your pause button, which pauses the track, and your cue button, which cues in the new track, which means a cue is where you want to start the song when you're mixing. You have your 3 hot cues, which are exactly the same as the cue, except for it gives you more cues to work with. You have your sampler, which allows you to play new samples, say audio that you recorded and then port it into the program, like a siren or something like that. Now default, it comes with a siren, a saxophone sample, a put your hands up sample, a push sample, pump it up, and this sample. Now you can record your own live samples from what you're playing by pressing record. This records it onto the open track of the sampler. Effects, it just affects the song that you click it on. Say you click it on this side, it'll affect track 1. If you click it on this side, it'll affect track 2. And that gives you cool effects that you can apply to the track. The filter messes with the frequency of the song, and that's really cool if you're trying to fade in a new song. The key is pretty much the key of the track. Loops, they're complicated, but they're useful. You have 1, 2, 3, or 1, 2, 4, 8, 16, and 32. Every time you click on a loop, it'll loop the song by that many beats. So say you want a song to repeat a section, that's what a loop is, by 1 beat. You click on 1 and then it'll loop the part over and over and over again. Looping in allows you to choose where you want to start the loop, and out is where you want to end it if you want to do it manually. Now, without any further ado, I'll just start with some simple electronic music. Now, as you guys know, I love Deadmau5 if you've seen my channel. Now I'm going to load up a simple Deadmau5 song. Let's see. Animal Rights. That'll work. Now, by loading up a song, you just click it and drag it on. Now, as I was saying, it shows your BPM up in the corner. This gives you the BPM of the actual song, and then it gives you all the information right here on the song, and the amount that's relapsed, or the amount that's elapsed, and the remainder of the song. Now you see right here, we have this line on the table that tells you every beat that's about to go around. Every circle is 1 beat. Boom. Beat 2. Right there. Now, every song in the world has an 8-count beat. So every 8 beats, something new should happen in the song. Now, after 2 8 counts, something new should happen to the song again. Now, every 32 beats is what we call a phrase. This is when the beat changes completely. Okay, so let's count this out. If I play this, let me slow it down first so that you know what I'm talking about. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 2, 2, 3, 4, and that is 16. Now you heard that is a complete loop. Now if I just played 4 beats, it wouldn't sound right. Let's try that. Now this is when the loop comes in handy. Let's do a 4-beat mix. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. It sounds okay, but it doesn't sound complete without an 8 count. So here we go. You see that? Now you can hear the full beat part. The full pattern, if you will. Now, let's pause this and drop the loop, and let's start it again. And recount this out. Okay, so here we go. After about 32 beats, or 4 counts of 8, something new should happen in the song. So here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 2, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 3, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 4, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 1. Now you see nothing happen in this one because it's an intro. In intros, you usually have 2 counts of 32 before you start the track. Or, you usually have an 8 count before the next part starts. So, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, see what I mean? Right there, at that second 32 count, something new happens. That's 2 phrases. Right there. You can hear that new part in there. And after 32 count, you always want to drop the new beat on a 32 or a 16. Otherwise, you're going to get something that sounds weird and the beats don't match correctly. Okay, so now that we know exactly where the phrase ends and where the new beat starts, let's try another song to add in there. Let's say something really simple like A City in Florida is a pretty standard beat by deadmau5. Now let's break Animal Rights back up to its normal speed and restart it. Okay. Here we go. So we begin by putting the crossfader on the left side because we're going to start with Animal Rights. And hit play. 1. And that's 1 8 count. Boom. 2. 3. 4. 1. 2. 3. 4. Alright, now there's that new beat. Now we set up a loop right on the next phrase. 1, 2, 3, 4, boom, 16-bit loop. And that's going to give us that same sound repeating over and over and allow us to cue the next song. This is what I usually do if I'm in a mix. Now, right on the end, boom, start the next song, and slowly fade it in. And there it is. Now you can hear there's no beat clashes. That's exactly what you want. And there's the bass coming in on this track. Now if you can hear it, this is track 2, and this is track 1. Together, that's what they sound like. Now right at the phrase, you drop the new beat. As you can see, that was the new beat right there on the phrase. Here comes the next phrase. 1, 2, 3, 4, drop. Now, okay, now that you get this, let's try another track. Let's try Bad Selection. That's a simple track too. That's an interesting beat as well. So for this track, let's start with a 16 count loop because it has a really cool intro. So I'm gonna start it up with a 16 count loop and then drop it right onto the phrase. Boom. And then there we go. Now it's playing, but you can't hear it because the crossfader's on the right. And as you can see, every time you hear the new 8 count, the loop goes back to the first. Boom. Alright, after this beat break right here, as you can see on the track indicator, I'm going to bring the new beat in. 2, 3, 4. Alright, now we're going to try to fade this out. And we're gonna drop the loop. And here we go. Let it play, and then fade the first song out, or the second song out. And then let the first song play stand alone. Now we're gonna drop it right at the phrase. There we go. Now you use vocals and whatnot like that to know exactly when the new phrase is gonna occur. So that right there was a drop on the new phrase. So now you guys understand the fundamentals of mixing. I challenge you to try it yourself and place it a video response or whatever. So I hope you guys enjoyed. This is JG Fresh, and this has been a tutorial on Virtual DJ. Thank you.